Welcome in my YouTube friends. So I want to welcome you to the GLP-1 Collective this week. I'm the host, Kim J of Kim J Sweet Healthy Life, and we have some beautiful people here on the panel with us today. If you all want to introduce yourselves, I greatly appreciate it.
Well, I'm Gemini Diva, aka Trina. Um, I was first on Mounjaro. First I was on Ozempic, then I switched to Mounjaro. I'm on the 5 right now. I've been on since Mounjaro since January. Ozempic I cut off in January, but I was on for a year and a half. Um, I'm down 50 pounds. And they told me my family told me yesterday I look like I'm losing some more weight. So
All right.
I don't see it, but they see it.
Well, sometimes they see it first. I know in my,
Right.
you know, with me, I felt that my family told me first too. When they were like, I see it on your neck, I see it in your legs. So yes, I understand that sometimes, we're a little harder on ourselves too than, than
Right.
others. Yes. All right, Kendi.
Hi, I'm Kendi K all day. And I am new on my GLP-1 weight loss journey, but y'all, I've literally have been working on weight loss for much of my adult life. Literally, even probably high school. Weight has always been a challenge for me, and I'm super excited. I am now in week 10 using Zepbound. I'm still on the starter dose 2.5 milligrams, and y'all, I am 21 pounds down.
Awesome. Yes, yes. Great stuff. And Grant.
Hey, my name's Grant Campbell. I'm on 15 milligrams of Mounjaro for the 67th week today. Not just 15, but on Mounjaro. And I've lost 81 pounds and uh, just enjoying life more and more every day.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that, Grant. Great, great stuff. All right. And I am Kim J of Kim J Sweet Healthy Life. And I am on Mounjaro for type 2 diabetes. And so, yes, I am on week 92. Yes, the week 92 of Mounjaro. I'm enjoying my ride. Yes, it's ups, downs, and in betweens. But yes, I'm enjoying my ride. I have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and different things. So let's let's go from there. And yeah, so I'm enjoying the journey. And so I want to just welcome you in today. Thanks for coming in and spending some time with us today. Um, so I wanted to ask you a question because a lot of people think the GLP-1s, make the journey easy. But for many of us, managing things like high blood sugars or even low blood sugars, medication changes, and real life, it's more complex than people realize. A lot of people say, oh, this is easy, you're cheating, and things of that nature. But, truth be told, life's still life, right? We still have to do all the things to make sure that our journey is very successful. And even for those who thought they can jump on, and just ride the waves, by just taking the medication, at some point you'll get to the point where you have to, make sure you're doing more than just taking the medication. So I just want to, put that out there first for those who, the naysayers. But this is just like, it's not hard at all. I mean, I'm sorry, it's hard as you want it to be. I would say that. But it's not an easy road at all. Okay. So why does weight loss feel so hard, you think, panel? Even when you're on a GLP-1, like, Ozempic, Zepbound, Mounjaro, or any of the other GLP-1s, as well as the chat. Today, we're getting into the real talk of any kind of plateaus, slow progress, side effects, or, anything mental, on this journey that we're, dealing with. So if you're on a GLP-1 and you're thinking about starting, or wondering why the scale, is not moving the way you want it to or how you expected it to, you are in the right place tonight. Yes, yes. Let's bring our panel up and just start, sharing with you all what's going on in their lives. So, are you ready, guys? Okay, so Kendi K, all day. So appetite suppression. You're having some things going on with your appetite suppression. Are you feeling fuller? Are you staying fuller longer? Having fewer thoughts about food? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I have been super impressed with the appetite suppression. I think that is kind of the thing that lets me know this is something that finally is working in my favor regarding me and how I conceive of food, the significance of food in my life. It's all been minimized. And
Awesome.
I now know what it feels like to use food only to fuel my body, not necessarily to comfort me or to take the place of times when I'm bored, eating when I'm upset. Now, food is for the purpose of fueling my body. And
Yes.
because of that, I eat far less food. And when I talk about appetite suppression, I now know what that means. And I don't think I knew what that meant until I started using Zepbound, a GLP-1 for weight loss.
Okay.
I heard and I had been watching you, Kim J, Grant's
Mhm.
Faithful GLP-1 Journey, and so many others
Yes.
talk about their GLP-1 weight loss journeys. But now I fully understand what it means, what you all mean when you say silencing that food noise.
Yes.
I know my thoughts are no longer consumed with food and what am I going to eat next? What am I going to snack on?
Mhm.
Now I have to put reminders in my watch, in my cell phone, reminding me to eat and push my protein.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, you mentioned food noise. If you want to kind of share that with a little bit more about what that means with the audience, just in case there's somebody that's thinking about, going on a GLP-1.
Well, I'm not so sure that I know exactly what it means in
In
technical
your words.
terms. Y'all, I am new to this.
Yes.
I am just a 10 weeks in, so I'm still learning. And so for me, the food noise is just the constant thoughts about food and wanting food. And to me, I know that the appetite suppressant part of Zepbound is really working for me and my body because it has silenced that noise. I am no longer preoccupied with thinking about food. I can go in the grocery store. I was in the grocery store today and I saw these new Doritos, and I'm a Doritos lover. And I just looked at them. I said, they've got a new flavor of chips. I don't even remember what the flavor is, but before I would have not only purchased the bag, I would have, done a live stream about the bag of chips and how they tasted. And y'all, I'm more so into roughage and high fiber foods to ensure good digestion. This is just super empowering for me. And I'm just excited. You all, when I hear about Grant's weight loss and you saying you're like on week 90 something, so that is almost 2 years using a GLP-1 with significant results and your health is improving overall. You all inspire me so much.
Yes. All right, Gary. Yes. So yes, when you say food noise, you hit it on the head. The
Well,
nail. Yes. It's intrusive thoughts, of, food. So yes, you did a fabulous job
well, I was
in your
going to
words.
say a
Yes.
quote that really put it well about food
Mhm.
noise from Mr. Darium earlier.
Yes.
He said, food noise is not just being hungry,
Right.
it's a persistent, intrusive, internal monologue about food that doesn't have an off switch.
Hmm.
I couldn't put it any better. I mean, he has
Yes.
a great way with words there. So
Yes.
that's exactly what it's so. And you said it too, Kim J. It's very
Yes.
intrusive and just it just nags and nags and gets to you.
Right.
For me, it was always the evening. I mean,
Hmm.
sitting on that couch,
Hmm.
more food, more food.
Yes. Exactly.
Probably good.
understandably. So, all right. So, Grant, what about you? What are you, as someone living with type 2 diabetes, how do you feel, you know, when it comes to, diabetes on this medication and having access to it?
I just thank God for it because it was just no time at all before that diabetes started getting in line after I started this. So, you know, you said it's a hard road even with the medication, and I completely agree. And it was getting that diabetes. Like I said, it started pretty quick, but then you had that balance because I was still on glipizide, another medication they prescribed for diabetes, and it wasn't 3 months that I was starting to really get low on my glucose readings, and that's dangerous too. I mean, you don't want it being really high, but you don't want it bottoming out on you either. So they really had to adjust that medication to where the Mounjaro would continue to do its job, but the other wouldn't overcompensate for it. And I eventually got off glipizide altogether. So and never had insulin. It's just mainly the Mounjaro now. And even if I do, have some sweets in moderation, myself, and everybody's different with diabetes, but myself, my average is about 78 to 80, a fasting glucose. But if I eat something sweet, it might spike up to about 120. Not too bad still.
Right, so, exactly.
And
you wear CGM, right?
Yes, and that continuous glucose monitor really helps to make sure that it's not going to completely go out of whack. It's such a good meter to show how it goes day by day, and it measures your average and all that. So I do recommend one of those if you are diabetic, for sure, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Grant, for that.
Sure.
So, yes. So we want to get to talking about today, like if we have any, issues with it. Is it hard for you? Do you feel like it's, difficult, or like when you first started, did you think that it would be a little easier, and then you ended up finding out as you progressed that it was a little harder than you think or that you thought? So let us talk about that. Kendi, you want to start?
Sure. When I first started taking the medication, I think just based on my ongoing struggle with weight loss throughout my life, some folks said, hey, I was thin until college, or I was thin until the third baby. No, Kendi K was always a chunky little Kendi K. And I've always struggled with weight. The women in my family were always obese, morbidly obese, and even super morbidly obese. And so I was scared during week 1 and week 2. I was scared, and I felt like I was literally holding my breath because I was so nervous that my GLP-1 Zepbound would not work for me. And when I started getting on the scale and I saw the weight going down and staying down, I could finally exhale.
Yes. Hello, Amy. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Grant.
You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah. My name is Amy, and I have a channel called Amy Loses It. And I'd see some of the people in your chat do actually watch my channel, so I do know a lot of them. And I know that most of you watch my channel as well. So I am on a journey to lose 180 pounds. I started January 1st, 2025 at 304 pounds, my all-time high, and realized I had to change my life. And pretty much the only thing that would help me was the GLP-1 medication. So I started taking that February 15th of 2025, and I've taken, I think, 63 shots. Oh, hey, Grace, nice to see you. And I have lost, of my official weigh-in, 61 pounds.
Awesome. Sounds
So,
great.
yeah.
Sounds
So,
great.
and I just got the new Quick Pen. So I just did a series on taking
Mhm.
all 4 shots of the new Quick Pen.
Yes, I
Awesome.
saw that. Awesome, awesome. All right. And then we have someone else join Mary's life journey. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Mary with
Hello.
Mary's Life Journey. I weight loss journey. I think I have been this is like my 16th week and I am on semaglutide and can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Mary, can you hear us? Okay, we'll come back to Mary. All right. So, Grant, have you had any, issues where you may have thought that it was the road would have been easier, and now it's, you know, life is showing you that it's a little bit more difficult, within your journey?
Well, at first, when you first start the medication, I mean, it really, and it still works well, but when you first doing it, your body just goes through such dramatic changes so
Mhm.
quickly, um, more inside than out sometimes. Some people aren't as quick to lose than others, and that's fine. I mean, I mentioned this a few days ago. Your insides are what's so important, especially with this medication and your blood counts and all that. But as I went along, I started realizing, I got to put a little more into it, as you alluded to earlier, and that meant that I need to do some exercising, and I just didn't do that very much in my life. I mean, from school on, I didn't do a lot of exercising. So I had to find a way and the motivation in myself to do that. And that was a little bit harder than I thought it would be. But and it's not easy now either, but you just have to find a way to do it. And so my way was going to the gym and getting a trainer on retainer to help me every week stay on track. And that accountability for me is what it took to stay motivated and stay in it, to keep the weight training and exercise going, to help the muscle not go away. Because that's a danger, with this medication, especially as you start losing so much that your muscle starts going away as well. So it's important to do some kind of exercise. Some people do gyms, some people do home. That's fine. Whatever works for you and keeps you motivated.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. All right. And what about you, Miss Amy? How do you feel? Was this journey that you've been on, was it, did it seem easier at first, or you thought it was going to be a little easier than actually it was for you?
Sorry, I had myself muted.
Perfect.
Okay, so I actually thought like the eating part and sticking to the calorie deficit is way easier.
Mhm.
But the getting frustrated over how long it takes to lose the weight
Oh, yeah.
is not always easy, because I stayed on 10 too long, and because my signs of being on it too long were really subtle, and I thought that, oh, well, just because I'm not losing weight, I didn't feel that that was a reason I needed to go up in medication, because I was still having pretty good appetite control, pretty good food noise control. And so I was just assuming, oh, my body's being my body as it always does. And I always fail at weight loss. So why is now any different? But now that I'm on 12.5, I'm going back to my regularly scheduled weight loss. So I think that's something that people need to be aware of too, is that sometimes the signs that you need to move doses need is kind of subtle. So yeah, so in a lot of ways, easier that I'm not lying in bed thinking about food. Waking up Saturday morning, oh, well, what do I need to get from the grocery store to cook like 10 meals this weekend? Or, oh, I'm on a diet. Like what? Think of all the things I can't eat because I'm on calorie restriction.
Yes.
The like meltdowns because
Mhm.
I really am craving something and I know that like it'll destroy my weight loss if I eat it.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's so much easier that I don't have any of that anymore.
Right.
So
And I understand, Grant, when you say about the muscle loss, I didn't really think about muscle loss when I started this medication, Mounjaro. I actually was, of course, on it for type 2 diabetes. And when I found out I had type 2 diabetes, and so I thought Mounjaro would be great for me. I wasn't even thinking about the weight loss as much as the diabetes, right? That was first and foremost in my mind. But because I had researched it a little bit and I found that it was good for, a tool that could help me with weight loss, I was like, let's do it, win-win for me. So I really didn't know what to think about it besides, the medicine is going to do it, what I wanted to do, of course. But, just thinking about the long journey that I've been on, it's been some ups and downs, like I said, and in betweens, with it. Didn't think about the muscle loss. Didn't know about that until I got with this beautiful community, this beautiful community, and started hearing a lot about we need to strength train because it can help with muscle loss. I wasn't thinking about that aspect of weight loss. I just wanted to get the weight down, and it was going very well at first, over 2 pounds a week. And then, when I got on my 7.5 milligram dose of Mounjaro, that's when it kind of started slowing down dramatically. So that was I started my weight loss portion of it, as well as just using it for diabetes, July of 2024, the end of like July 30th of 2024, and then all the way through December I was losing, and I was at like over 2 pounds a week, on an average. And then, honey, went to that 7.5 and it started going down. It started going down. Yes. So, down here from there as far as how much weight I was losing. And so I understood when people say I'm a turtle, because I seem like I became that turtle over, after a while. But yeah, so that was one of the things that I know that I, didn't realize it was going to, happen for me, on this journey. And then also my sugars. I had very high blood sugars, and then it went to the point where I was having low blood sugars, and I'm trying to work that out even still today, with the low blood sugar. So yes, those are my difficulties that I have. So it was, like I said, it's not that easy. It don't have to be hard. I think it's all about how you look at things, right? And if you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things change. So I definitely would say it's not easy. It's not an easy road. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna take this medic shot or take this pill, and it's over and I don't have to do anything. It definitely takes work. It definitely takes work. So if you're thinking about starting a GLP-1, you definitely should, do your research and just, realize that we have to still do those natural things that you always knew about, when it comes to weight loss. And also, when it comes to diabetes and, other things that you may have, that this medication is good for, but do your research and make sure you're trying to do as much as you can out the gate so that this medicine could help you, with your better health journey. All right. So I want to talk to you, Amy, and just ask you about the quick pen. I know you said something about the quick pen earlier, and can you, share a little bit about that, because that's kind of new, for us in this community?
Yeah, actually, I had just gotten up to look for my quick pen and realized that since I was done with it, I did throw it away because you do take the little needles off. So I thought it was easy, but there are a lot of steps. And out of the 4 times, the only time I got it exactly right was the first time because I read the instructions. So every other time I missed a step, from sanitizing the little red dot to priming the pen. Oh, and one time, like, I forgot to actually dial the dose, like, and I've dropped the pen while I dropped my camera, dropped the pen, forgot to like tap the air out. Like, I made all the mistakes.
Nervous.
uh, but I think like once I do it not on camera and I'm just doing it for me, I think it's easier than the vial.
Mhm.
It just, I don't know, like, I think because I was trying to film it, I wasn't being able to pay attention to the pen and see the dosage go in. That's what I don't like about the single use ones, because you can't see like the medicine going in like I've been so used to with the vials.
Mhm.
But storage is great, right? It's good for longer. It's a year and a half on the refrigerated unopened pen. The opened and used pens can be stored at room temperature for 30 days after the first usage or after you take it out of the fridge. So that means you've got your, 3 to 4 weeks to use it. So you don't, I mean, and that is a boundary for people as far as like an entry, what does they call it? A boundary to entry for people. Sometimes they can't refrigerate it, so they can go get it from their pharmacy and not put it in refrigeration and use it within the, I think, 4 to 5 weeks or 30 days. So yeah, it was easy putting the needles back on, but I did find that people were commenting that they weren't necessarily getting the needle tips when they were buying the pen because they didn't know. So that's not like widely advertised. So you do need to make sure that either you're going to the pharmacy or checking on Amazon. I'm in Virginia. My state doesn't allow me to buy these on the internet. So I have to go to the pharmacy to get it. And I don't know yet if I need a doctor's prescription to get the needles, but it's about $15 for a box of 100, which none of us are going to, well, we might end up needing 100, but it's going to last a really, really long time. Maybe by that time they'll develop another thing. So, maybe someone could buy a box and share it amongst a community. So, yeah.
Okay,
So I
Ken.
have a question.
Yeah.
Because I am a Zepbound user and I'm also
Mhm.
a self-pay user. So I'm very
Yeah.
interested in what Amy is talking about with this
Yes.
new quick pen.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Amy, thank you for being so transparent and trying to show us what it's like as a new
Mhm.
user of the quick pen.
Yeah.
Because I'm a self-pay customer, I was using the vial and
Yeah.
syringes. And y'all, I paid and used mine directly from Lilly Direct. That is
Me
how
too.
I get my medication, from Lilly Direct.
Yes.
So with that, I think I pay extra $5 for my month of medication, which
Mhm.
comes to me in 4 vials, and I take one a week, and I pay like an extra $5, and it gives me sterile gauze, it gives
Mhm.
me the 4 syringes, it gives me the alcohol pads, and y'all, it's the littlest tiniest needle, and so I don't know if I'm
Mhm.
supposed to say that, but anyway, it's the
Yeah.
littlest tiniest thing that you've ever seen, and I liked that. So the thought of using this quick pen now actually kind of scares me, Amy. So thank
Yes.
you for sharing more about it.
Yeah, can
But
I tell
I'm
you,
gonna look.
Kendi, that the needle on the quick pen is much smaller than the needles they're sending with the vials. It's much thinner. You do not feel it at all.
Wow.
Because the last couple sets of needles that they've sent me with the vials have been a bit thicker.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So the quick pen did not hurt. I didn't even feel it at all.
And can I say this? Anyone that
Mhm.
is on other medications that also come in vial format, again, Amy and I are using our Zepbound users, and we're self-pay
Mhm.
Zepbound users.
Yeah.
I know that you can go into any pharmacy, any local pharmacy, grocery store, Walgreens, any local pharmacy. If you need syringes, just simply let them know you are a GLP-1 user, and for whatever reason you need to purchase syringes, y'all, they're like 25 cents. They're very minimal cost. Just let them know, and I think in the world, it's all about sterile and being safe users,
Mhm.
and we are on prescription medication. And I
Yes.
have done that at my local Kroger, actually. So
All right. So,
So I do want to point out one different thing because I see the purple bellflowers asking about the quick pen. Sounds like
yes.
my old insulin pen. They are similar, but let me tell you, they did modify these pens. So like once you get past the fourth dosage, you're going to be able to turn it a little bit, but you're not actually going to be able to get medication out of it with a standard needle that goes on it, like the ones they send with the pen. The only way to get that little teeny tiny bit of medicine left is by puncturing it with a separate needle, and it is honestly, there's almost nothing left in it. So it's not like the pens that the UK has. They did redo this pen.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I was thinking about that when I hear about the quick pen, for this GLP-1 medication. It reminds me of the insulin pen. Yes. I took insulin for 2 months when I first found out I had type 2 diabetes before I started Mounjaro. And then a little bit after, like about 2 months after I started Mounjaro. And so for about maybe 3 to 4 months, I guess, after, during my journey. But yes, that's how I have a pen. I had, and I still have them actually, but I have a pen, and I had to, dial it up, to where I needed to go, and then, I put a needle on it, and yes, they're very small needles, and they're, yeah, I would imagine they're nothing like the needles I see people use, for their medications, so yeah, for, on the compound. So yes, thank you for that, Amy. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So I want to just stop right now and just tell everybody in the chat, thank you, and I appreciate you for coming in tonight. I greatly appreciate you. I have somebody helping me with this chat because, honey, it's popping and I'm nervous, Lord Jesus. But yes, anyway, so thank you so much, Kendi K, for helping me with that. All right, so panel, what do you think is the hardest part of your weight loss journey? Is it, like it could be plateaus, any kind of hunger issues, or any habits that tried, that you needed to break, I guess I should say, or even, habits that you may have had to start?
I'm learning how to build healthier habits because I would want to be transparent here. I'm sharing my own real life journey. We are not
Yes.
medical providers, and this is
Not at
not
all.
medical advice. Please consult your own medical team as you make a decision about using GLP-1s for medical weight loss. But
Yes.
I needed to involve and really lean on my registered dietitian as part of my health management team, including also my endocrinologist and also my primary care physician. That's who prescribed my medication, Zepbound, for me. But developing healthier habits, especially as it comes to helping with digestion, so increasing my fiber intake, not just daily, at every meal. That has been the number one thing that I have needed to totally rethink, because I think in my mind it was just eat fiber daily, or make sure that I am taking in fiber daily to, help with good digestion. And really it has to be focusing on high protein and also high fiber for me at every meal. My body, in order for me to stay on a good path with good digestion and good bowel movements, it's important for me to have good fiber at every meal. And so I'm learning to sprinkle Miralax. Last week I cooked a big batch of collard greens, and I had that with most meals every day. And this week, yesterday, I did cabbage, another one of my favorites for good fiber. And we also had fresh blackberries. So I am mixing in fresh blackberries, and that has a healthy dose of fiber as well. And also it's sweet too. So it goes great with a little honey and yogurt for my own little homemade fruit parfait.
All right. All right. Thank you. What about you, Grant?
You're going to have to repeat the question. I blinked out. I'm sorry.
Okay, so any issues, like what's the hardest part of your weight loss journey?
Oh,
That you've encountered, any kind of plateaus or hunger, any kind of habits that you had to take off, or put on new ones.
it's this right here, trying to get more water. I have had the worst time because I was a big soda drinker years ago, and I did stop that pretty good. But I still like the root beer zero is my vice. I mean, yeah, it's zero sugar and all that, but it's not water. And that dark pop can get you even if it is 0 calories. So, and again, being a diabetic, I have to really be careful watching the kidney numbers and
Yes.
and all that. And so the last time I had blood work in March, it wasn't crazy, but it was starting to inch up the whatever the number. It was like 1.3 and it should have been 1.2. EFGR, is that the number? I can't remember. But
EGFR.
yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was getting a little high, and they said, you got to keep your water going. So, thanks to Kim J, actually, we're doing a challenge this month on her channel. So, I am going to do at least 60 ounces of water a day, which is probably still a little low, but it'll be better for me to start inching my way up.
You got this, Grant. You got this.
I'm on my second of 3.
All right. Yay. Awesome. And what about you, Amy?
So honestly, because I've been struggling with some health issues, like Grant was mentioning about the kidney values, I have kidney disease on my father's side. So I was trying to really head that off. I quit soda, coffee, tea, anything other than water years ago. And because the food allergies, I eat a lot of whole foods. So like the dieting part was not hard, but I got to keep my triggers like chips out of the house. I can't have a bag of chips in the house because the medicine doesn't matter. I'll still gobble down a bag of chips in a day or two. Really, for me, it's the waiting game. Like, I have these goals and I have all this stuff set, but I can't get past that 1 pound per week, no matter what I do, no matter how little or how much I eat, how much I get movement in. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, my body's like, you are losing 1 pound per week average for the rest of your life. Like, so I think just looking at that, I have so much further to go, right? I have 119 pounds to go. So I've done a year and a quarter now. And so that means that I have like 2.5 years to go. And I have to figure out how to be okay with that, because like I need to lose all the weight and not just settle because I'm less than I was starting with, right? I really need to get in the healthy weight range. So just the time in waiting. And also there's so much out there that I want to do, getting ready to go on a huge cruise. And like, I've had to like cancel some plans because I'm not where I wanted to be. So, and that really affects mobility, right? And your conditioning and how, your endurance. So just patience. I'm having to learn patience.
Yes.
I'll never
Yes.
minimize that 1 pound a week, though. I know
Yeah.
it seems like a long road, but your body can all of a sudden change. You know that, so don't ever give up hope that that's going to come off. But again, the scale ain't everything either. So
Exactly. Exactly. That is so true. So true, Grant. Thank you for that. Yes, Amy, you've got this. You've been doing well, and I,
absolutely.
wish you well. And I understand it definitely gets hard, for us, in anything that we do, but sometimes it's worth it though. It's worth the wait. And so patience is definitely something that, that we have to endure sometimes. But yes, the benefits definitely outweighs the struggles that we have. And so I do greatly appreciate, you for sharing that with us. Definitely. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything in the chat that we have any questions in the chat, Miss Kendi?
Not just yet. And if you have put a question in the chat and we did not pop it up yet, please resend that question to us now.
Yes. And just like, Katie said earlier, of course, we're not doctors. any physicians or anything. And if we were, guess what? We're not yours. So, all right. So let's see here. For me, the hardest thing would be my blood sugars, trying to get that, like more steady in the, in the within the range that I would like it to be on, not going under 70. Like I said a little earlier, I started off with high blood pressure, hence my A1C being 15.1, which is dangerously high. And then I was having, even throughout my whole journey, I started having low blood sugars, which is anything under 70 milligrams per deciliter. That's when I checked my, I don't wear CGM right now, a continuous glucose monitor. I did wear it when I first started, taking insulin. When I found out I had type 2 diabetes, I wore the continuous glucose monitor about from August to I think the end of November, beginning of December of 2024. And it helped me, a lot as far as, knowing what my blood glucose numbers were. Um, really one every minute of the day, because I wore the Freestyle Libre 3. That was something that was kind of it was great at the time, but it had some nuances too about it. So I did decide to take it off, and I, because my A1C went down, to that 5.3, I started just pricking my finger using the regular glucometer. But I noticed that throughout my journey, I had issues with low blood sugars. At first, we thought it was just because me taking two different medications at one time, insulin with Mounjaro. The doctors thought that was the issue. They started taking me off of the, the insulin, weaned me off of it. Then I went to Jardiance and Mounjaro, and then higher doses of it, and still had some blood sugar issues, low blood sugars. And then, I went on Mounjaro by itself. By that time I was on a 7.5 milligrams dosage, and we're thinking, okay, you're definitely going to be good now with the low blood sugars, and it still was happening. So I had to wind up titrating down or going down off my dosage, 7.5, and went back to the 5 milligram dosage. And I still was having low blood sugars. So I had to, I'm still, working through that. I'm not having as many anymore. So I'm happy to report that to everyone. So I'm back on the 7.5 milligram dose because of some inflammation that had started happening, as well as some, just, I guess, me going back on the carbs and everything. Of course, I had a little bit of weight gain too, about 15 pounds. So yes, hardest thing is the low blood sugars. But like I said, it is a journey. So I know we're going to have those ups, downs, and what Darium calls the messy middle. Yes. And, I'm here for the ride, all the way through and through. So yes. Anyone else need to, have anything that, may want to talk about when it comes to your hearts? Are you good?
We do have a question from the panel, Kim.
Okay.
Paula Harden, and welcome, Paula, is asking the panel, is there anything you used to crave before that you no longer want to eat? And Amy already gave her response in the chat, but Amy, if you want to share with everyone.
Yeah, so there's kind of two things. Like, I used to love to just have hard-boiled eggs for breakfast, or eggs, hard-boiled egg salad. Can't get past the sulfur smell. So I don't know. Nobody really talks about this, but has anybody else had heightened sense of smell with the medication? Because mine was already high to begin with, but now it's like, this must be what like a pregnant woman goes through, and I can't deal with like cabbage anymore. And I love cabbage, but I used to do stir fry with, you buy a bag of coleslaw and then thinly shredded meat and some sauce, and I can't do it anymore. So
I have not had those issues. No, I do have burps though, but they're not suffer burps, thank God. But they are burps nonetheless for a couple minutes at a time. So yeah, that's a
yeah. I had really bad sulfur burps when my gallbladder was bothering me about like 2 months into taking the medication, but that was completely separate from the medication. I threw a gallstone. And
Okay.
so that was causing the whole issue. But now I have not, because I've been eating so very regimented, and I hate to say the word clean, but just whole foods, fruits, vegetables, meat, not a lot of processed, not a lot of high fat. Um, I have had zero gallbladder issues
Oh,
since, over a year now.
awesome. Awesome. All right,
So
Grant.
I I really can't think of anything that I don't like anymore. I
Yeah.
just eat a lot less of it.
Hmm.
Ice cream's one thing. I mean, even a small blizzard, if I would get one of those now, I can't eat but half of it if I'm lucky. And uh, after a while, it's just like, man, I can't stand any more of this. But I still want things. I just don't eat as much of it.
Right.
But I get sulfur burps pretty bad still, and I don't even have a gallbladder, so I don't know. I don't know the logic of that, but it's usually 2 days after my shot I get those pretty bad. But
Okay.
I've just kind of learned to deal with them.
All right, Kendi.
Yeah, I would say for me, the thing that I used to crave all the time was fried food. And I would, treat myself, look at me, treat myself to some fried fish or fried chicken. And, y'all, that's what folks came over to my house for. I'm having a fish fry. Y'all come. And now, my belly doesn't like that at all. And so I echo what Amy has already shared. Just eating good whole food and friends bake when you're on a GLP-1, at least for me having my food baked or lightly sauteed in a little extra virgin olive oil, it just goes down easier. It stays where it's supposed to be, and it goes right on through me in the manner and method that it's supposed to. And I'm all about whole foods now. I
Hmm.
recognize now more than ever that I was just consuming too many processed foods.
Hmm.
And so anything that I can do to get more whole foods in, I'm paying more for them. And I realize now too, especially in this economy, whole foods cost a lot more. But my body feels better
Yes.
when I'm consuming more whole foods. So yeah, not so much on the fried things at all anymore. It just doesn't go well for me, especially once you eat it. It just doesn't go well, and it hurts my belly almost immediately. And so that's the same thing with me eating too many sweets. So I don't crave those things any longer, which are good things for me because I already know how they're going to make me feel, and it happens for me really fast when I eat something fried or when I eat something that is too sweet.
Okay. All right. And for me, I used to love Coca-Cola. Still do today. I haven't like taken out anything as not like, oh, I can't stand it anymore. I can't eat pretty much anything I ate before, but I choose not to. So that's the difference here. It's, for me, it's not that I want the like a lot of the fried foods like I used to eat before. Now I do eat fried foods, but just not as much as I used to because I don't like crave it like I used to before. Or like eating out all the time. I don't want to eat out as much as I used to all the time. Before. And part of the reason why I ate out a lot back before my journey started is because I was working so late at night. You know, and then even when I stopped working at one point, in my life, I still ate out. So I know that it's quite different now because I'm on this better health journey. I want to, because of the Mounjaro, it helps me not want to eat that stuff. Even I can, go, on, like I can go to like some appointments and things like that. And it's like, what do I want to eat? You know what? I'm just going to go back home and just grab something from there, versus just stopping like I normally would stop. So yeah, and then, but there's sometimes that I will stop. So yes, it just depends. And like I said, so I'm happy I have a much better relationship with food now than I did before. Yes.
And
And someone
Kim,
said something about the Doritos. Oh, you were talking about that, Candy K. Yeah, I just love
yeah,
Doritos.
I can't even, y'all. It was such an afterthought. I don't even remember. And I just saw them yesterday in the store, and I don't remember what the flavor was at all. But Kim J, someone said you were doing a health challenge as part of your memberships or
Yes.
members. Can you share a little bit about that? Because exercise, I love moving my body now because my even with 21 pounds down, it feels better. I was in Sam's Club this morning, and y'all should have saw me. I felt like I was on a racetrack because I'm like, I'm gonna get some steps in. I'm gonna get some steps
Awesome.
in, and I just went up and down the aisles.
Yes. Awesome. You sound like me. I'm like that in Sam's and Walmart. I've done it at Home Depot. I've gone to Home Depot and just walked. That's it. It was dark outside. I'm like, I got to get my steps in. My husband don't want me to walk in the dark. I'm not so scared, but he's like, you know, it's strange danger out there. So, you know, I will sometimes let me go in Home Depot and just walk. You know, I've done that in the past. But yes, my challenge for my members right now, we started today, is from the 4th, which is today, all the way through midnight, the 25th, 12 a.m. Okay, the 25th is a 21-day consistency challenge. Yes. So with that, I did not, you know, mandate anyone to do anything. I just asked to think of one thing that you would love, my Sweet Life Squad. Think of one thing that you would love to, you know, be more consistent with, that you may have fallen off, or the new habit that you would love to, you know, create. I've heard that there are 21, you know, it takes about 21 days to form a new habit. So yes, I thought that would be great. Some of us have one thing that we're doing. Some of us have more than one, multiple things. So just one thing that you would love to do more of, or something that you know you have not been doing that you need to, you know, start doing. Okay. And you think of that, and then just let me know in the comment section. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're just going to help each other out, cheer each other on, motivate each other, encourage each other. You know how we do it. Yes, that's that. Oh, thank you, G's. I greatly appreciate it. He says, great job, panel. Keep up the good work on your journeys. Be patient with yourselves, and remember, total body weight via the scale is not necessarily what determines great health. Celebrate those non-scale victories. Thank you so much, G's. I greatly appreciate it. Emil says, does anyone feel like they can smell themselves more now? I thought I smell myself, but it's not what you talk about. Baby thinks she is fine, honey. Let me stop. Okay, I thought I could. So I bought little green pills to take away body odor. All right, panel. Anybody?
I echo then the weight of me, and also Amy, who said that they have a heightened sense of smell. So not body odors, but also body odors, like not mine, because you know, I feel like when I enter a room, it's going to be a pleasant, you know, people are going to be drawn to Kitty K.
I know
Anyway,
that's right.
but friends, my mama has always told me ever since I was a child, you smell everything. Well, friends, I smell everything now. Food, people, anything. And it's someone in the chat has mentioned smoke when there even is no smoke. I smell everything. So I do have a very heightened sense of smell. So that's why I love this weekly Monday night panel where we talk about weight loss and everything concerning our weight loss and our GLP-1 use, because I totally feel like I can smell everything even more. And I already my nose knows a lot.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Any more comments or questions that we need to address? Again, I do appreciate you all for coming in. Greatly appreciate it. So Cookie says, Amy, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so Amy, yes, I wear a mask if I have to. Yes, yes. All right. Okay, Vicky says, I love working out. Me too, Vicky. Yes. And then Tanya, how you doing, Tanya? I've just had breast lift and implant surgery on April 2nd. I am having a thigh in September. Okay, you go, girl. Um, I'm strength training now, and I love it. I think becoming fit is now the new sexy. I know that's right. Now that's T.
So I
Y'all,
have
I
a
just found
question
out.
for Tanya. Go ahead, Kim. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry. Look, my unrelated, but look, I just found out when we do tea, we supposed to do it like this, not like this. It's look. There you go. Yes.
Y'all,
Okay,
I'm
go
50.
ahead, Candy. I'm
I'm over
sorry.
here 50 and fabulous. Y'all
I
just better
know,
be glad
right? I
I'm
know that's
still
right.
awake at this time of the evening. Close enough to me. Close enough to me. I'm interested in Tanya, who's talking about these procedures,
Yes.
because I'm wondering, was your insurance able to cover any of this for medical reasons? Thighplasty sounds like they're taking off some excess skin from your thigh area.
Yes.
So breast lift and implants, let us know, were you able to get any of this medically? If you were able to apply for some appeals or something, or doctors were able to get any of this, you know, great surgery accomplished without so much out of pocket from you.
Yes. That would be awesome to
And
share
any other
with us,
questions,
Tanya,
bring them in now. Now's the time.
or any one of you, not just Tanya, but anybody that may have had some kind of surgery, and to help us with these things that we may be, after we lose the weight, we can, because somebody may decide to want to do this, look into it and ask their insurance company. Let us know. Hello, Miss Nikki. She said, "What green pills, Mia?" Oh my gosh. All right. So the metabolic midwife, Miss Barb, she says consistency beats intensity every single time. Okay. All day, every day. Like Miss Kendi K says. Chlorophyll. Oh, okay. Yes. 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 I'm familiar with that. Thank you, Mia, for that. All right. So Amy says each of my cats has a different smell. Oh wow. So you can smell that good, Amy. Yes. 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 All right. Monty says, "Oh my dietitian," and I had this discussion. I am not consistent with fueling. This point of my journey recomp phase is scary. I know how to diet, but not fueling. Okay. Hey, we get you on that. Yes. All right. Miss Tanya says, I also want to let anyone who is a veteran know that we can get Zepbound through the VA hospital. How about that? So if you're a veteran, go ahead and check that out. Thank you
And
for
shout
that,
out
Tanya.
to, thank you for your service, Tanya,
Yes.
and whoever you love that is a veteran. Both of my brothers are Army of One veterans.
Yes. You or your loved one. Thank you. Hello, TT Tucker. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. And everybody else in the chat. All right, Darian says, question. I love non-scale victories. Let's go beyond that. What's one small incremental health improvement that you now notice that you once took for granted? All right, Mr. Grant.
Yeah, I'm going to have to admit again, I'm getting too distracted tonight. I think I'm tired. What did I take for granted now? Please ask that again.
It's right here on the screen.
Oh,
Yes.
what's one small? My gosh, Lord. What's one small? You now notice that you once. I don't know. What's one small incremental health improvement? Go ahead, Candy K. I'm blanking
Yeah,
out.
I'll chime in
Okay.
there while Grant is thinking. And Grant, I think it's true. You probably you're tired. It's a Monday. I know my Mondays work days
Exactly.
are
Shoo.
crazy work, y'all.
And he's gone
And
on. He's done live. Yeah. Stuff.
yes,
So
yeah,
yeah.
there's no way I could do all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had a small non-scale victory today because I was at Sam's Club, and normally I am hunting for the size 2X's as far as women's clothing, and they have a few 3X's mixed in the bunch, and I'm lucky if I can grab those, and if I can snag those, y'all. Extra large So 1X for me at 21 pounds down. And that was a huge non scale victory for me.
Awesome. 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 Yay, Kendi. Okay. All right, Amy.
Um, well, this is a 2X. I just had to buy shirts off of Amazon, so that I'm solidly in a 2X, which doesn't
Awesome.
seem like a big deal, but I was busting out of 4X's where they weren't
Oh, it's a
fitting
big
anymore.
deal. It's
So yeah, so wearing my 2X's comfortably, which is fabulous. And this is probably TMI, but honestly, like for life-changing things, being able to use the toilet and clean yourself properly. 'Cause I have a back injury, which very limits my bending and twisting and movement. So that already makes everything difficult. But now to be able to just go and not think about, oh, well, is that stall going to be wide enough? Is there going to be a place for me to like lean over and twist and do the things that I need to do? Like, honestly, like, I can't tell you what a relief. And being able to wash in the shower and reach in all the bits without hurting. Right, because you think I was 304 pounds at 5 foot tall. So that's like, someone at 5'9" being like 600 pounds. So it just impaired my movement so much. I painted my toenails this weekend myself. So I was able to clip them and paint them and a whole 9 yards. I can put a bra on by reaching behind me fully with, I'd lost the ability to do that. I had to put it together and then slip it over my head. I couldn't comfortably reach behind me, and I almost like got stuck in a bra one time because I couldn't get it unhooked. And so like I finally figured out that I could pull it over my head. But I just couldn't get it undone, and I like panicked.
Well,
So
Barb Barb used to be Health at Any Cost, and she changed her name to the Metabolic Midwife. If y'all
yeah.
didn't realize that,
yes.
but she said the same thing, and she just put it in there too on the chat that she used to have to use a tool for herself to just to be able to clean herself after going to the bathroom. So that's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That
and I'm getting ready to go on an 8-hour flight, and I am still a bit scared about the bathroom because, yeah, I've lost 61 pounds, but those bathrooms are so small. Oh my
right.
gosh.
I
Um,
think they're small for anybody. Look,
yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
Can I tell you that I fly at least every 30 to 45 days for work or for, vacay or seeing family and friends?
Mhm.
And do you know that, y'all, I am 50 years old, and this is the honest to God's truth. I have never ever gone in a plane restroom. I have flown all the way to Greece in 8-hour flights,
Wow.
and
I'd
I
never make it.
always go and I always limit my fluids. And
Mhm.
is it a good practice you should use? But y'all, so at this point, I'm terrified to ever have to go in a plain restroom because I don't even know how to open the door. I now try to just literally watch people to see, okay, how do you go in there if I ever needed to go? And I feel like it's so small from just what I can see. I'm just nervous about the whole thing now because I'm way too old at 50 to be trying brand new things like going to a restroom on a plane. So,
Mhm.
y'all, I've never done it. And that kind of is my fear, Amy. So,
Yeah.
I have peeked in, but
Mhm.
I have never gone to the restroom on a plane. And I know that's probably TMI, but y'all are like family to me. So I'm okay sharing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the challenge is when you're so large, I have a lot of fat in my lower stomach. It's sitting on my bladder the whole entire time. And you think your bladder is kind of like a balloon, right? You get
Yeah.
in the air and it kind of blows up. You get more fluid in your bladder as you're sitting there on the plane. And as the plane descends, it starts shrinking down and it's going to get really tight around around the liquid in there. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I really have to go. That's why like so many people are getting up to go right before the plane lands because they know the minute they start to land that everybody's going to have to go.
Mhm.
So, and I can't make it 8 hours, but luckily the two planes I'm on, they've started making accessible bathrooms
Oh,
that kind of
cool.
like are double wide and will open to allow wheelchair entrance. So I booked my seat near the disabled accessible bathrooms.
Awesome.
I never knew. I never
Yeah.
knew that, Amy. Thank you
Yeah.
for see. You got to stick with Amy Loses It, and Amy also has her travel channel. I hope you put that in the chat too, Amy, for those who aren't familiar with your channels.
Yes.
I
All
can
right.
finally answer the question. If you don't
Right
want
before you do, Grant.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
before you do, I know Miss Linda had said something a little earlier. You had put up there, Miss Linda McDuffie, Candy K.
Okay,
Miss-
I'm looking. Can you kind of summarize it, and I'll keep looking for it.
She stated that
It's
she
the
was talking about
719.
some hard thing for her. Was it exercise or something?
Yeah, it's a 719 there.
Yeah, I have blinded myself with
Let's see.
these bright lights in my face.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, 19. I'm probably looking right at it.
There we go.
Yeah, so she said her challenge is Miss Linda's challenge is working out Thursdays and through Saturdays. I want to, but get distracted and time flies by. My challenging part of the week. Yes, I do understand where you're coming from there. I know sometimes with me, I get moving around the house and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so late now, and because my time of going to sleep, and waking up, it's half the day is over by the time I wake up fully and able to get up and, get my food and everything, eat and everything. Yes. So by the time I get, really up and moving and being able to get out, it's almost dark. Times where that's why I have to go to Home Depot or, I sometimes walk outside, but my husband like, don't do that. Stop doing that, So I get that, Miss Linda, definitely. So it was somebody else that said something too right after her. But okay. I'm sorry if I'm missing some people in the chat. I unfortunately cannot get this chat working. My eyes don't work as well as I would love to, because I'm a woman of a particular age too, Kenny K, of 52.
Amen. Amen, sister.
So, yeah. Okay, so Vicky says being able to buy clothes in a regular store. I'm back able to do that. Awesome. Yes, I remember when I've shared that with the community as well. I'm actually, even though I did gain some weight, a little bit of weight back, I still can wear my medium tops. Some, if there's the stretchy ones, y'all, okay, because I do wear larges too, but definitely, a medium or a large. This one here is a medium right now, and it works well for me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So even though I may have gained a little bit, I still can wear my medium. So, yep. All right. So Barb says, Linda McDuffie, she says, put workout shoes on the second you wake up or walk in the house from work. That is the consistency part. It takes a bit of focus, but the habit is built fast. Thank you for that, Miss Barb. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. That's awesome, y'all. And she's the woman that knows what she's talking about. She's lost a lot of weight. Yes. And she's been keeping it off, doing very well. All right. Is there anybody else? And thank you for those who come in, a little bit later that I didn't get a chance to say thank you to. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for my members, my channel members. I greatly appreciate you all tonight showing up and showing out tonight. All right. So Ms. Mill says I was 426 pounds and she's 5 feet 9 inches. Girl, I understand exactly 100% what you mean, honey. 5 times or 30 to 32 women, not wide, y'all, women. I don't know why people get that W wrong in the stores. They're like, is that wide? No, it's women. Miss Life with Vivi says, I understand. Hello, Nisha. Go back to Nisha. Okay. How you doing? I greatly appreciate you coming in tonight. All right. She says, hi, everyone. And then Miss Barb, you had a comment for her. Hello, Shiny. She says, you're never too old, Kendi K. Kendi had to get to that one, y'all, so y'all can know. Not too old, baby. I know that's right. Amy Lucy says 7 nights going on a group cruise with another other
Oh,
YouTube
that's super
creator.
cool. Super cool.
Awesome. Yes. Y'all should have fun. Yes, yes. Hello, she is Tamika, and Tamika is she. Okay, she said, Grant, what's your NSV?
Um, well, the latest one
Thank you,
was
Tamika.
last week. That it just didn't really hit me until I was done. I've been mowing my mom's grass, and hers is got some hills and all that in it. So I was doing my mountain climber move that I've learned in the gym and all that. But I realized that I mowed it in half the time than I did 3 years ago.
Wow.
Because it's been that long since I've actually mowed grass. I mean, I got to a point with my feet and all that, I couldn't do it. With my allergies, I couldn't do it. I still ain't saying my allergies are a lot better because of GLP-1s, but they're a lot better now. I don't know the connection there, but I used to just have to use my inhaler, and I know that connection, that inflammation's better. But what used to take me 2 hours, I did in an hour, and I was
Awesome.
like, wow.
Yes.
I'm loving this.
That's awesome. Awesome. Awesome, Grant.
Yeah.
And Barb says, as a point of reference, 5 feet, 1 inch. I started at 405, now 125 pounds, stable for a year. I know that's right, Barb.
Mhm.
Great stuff. Awesome. Awesome. All right.
Question for Barb,
Yes.
for metabolic midwife.
Mhm.
Congratulations. That is
Yes.
like, I can't even wrap my brain around everyone that is on the panel with me. Like, the amount of weight you all have lost,
Hmm.
it is an enormous amount of weight. And why would you all ever think that that is not a lot of weight? Because it is. And I keep kind of thinking ahead, like, what if I lose as much as Amy has lost in a year, or Kim J, and Grant has just reached a little over a year. Y'all, you guys inspire me, and I am metabolic midwife. Wow. Wow, wow,
Mhm.
wow. So I want to know from metabolic midwife, are you still taking your GLP-1? And remind us again what that GLP-1 is, if you can. Oh, we've got another question here for you, Kim.
All right. Tanya says, would any of you guys consider having any surgery after you reach your goal weight? So,
All hands up. All
okay.
hands up. All hands up. All hands up.
Only
All
me
hands up.
say yes.
I'll let
Grant,
Amy
what
go
about you?
first.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that, like, my lower stomach, if I don't lose the fat or the skin like I've done previously, because my highest weight before was 256 pounds, and I lost 70, or actually I lost 80 pounds, and it all shrunk back down. But I'm concerned that this time it's not going to do that. So, that, and also, like, kind of call it my side boob. So, like, I've got a bunch of extra fat, like under, like, but under my arm, not in my armpit, but underneath that just has always been there my entire life and just keeps getting bigger every time I gain weight. And it just creates such a problem with trying to wear a bra, because then I have to get one that's too big and then it slips all of the time. So I would love to do actually that now. I'm so tired. I'm so over it. Like, I'm bruised from just trying to wear a regular bra. So.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember those days, me
Mhm.
being bruised,
Mhm.
or feeling a certain way under my, getting chafe and things of that
Mhm.
nature. I couldn't even wear a wire bra as when I was the size I was before, and then now I can. Yeah, that's a nice scale victory too. Fit these girls up some. But I don't know if I'm gonna I don't want to do surgery, but I may decide to, because I want to get these bat wings. They gotta go, some kind of way. So right now right. So right now I'm trying to get rid of them. by way of strength training, progressive overload, trying to lose the fat, build the muscle, things of that nature. Because of course, if you can build the muscle, then it makes your arm look a little bit, it's a little bigger. So of course, it's going to take some of that. The length of how the skin hangs, it's not gonna hang as much. So yes, so if I can do that, that would be great. At one point, that kind of had me feeling like I had a little body dysmorphia. I felt like I was real skinny, and that was just gigantic. And I had to pray that thing off of me. And so yeah, now I mean I can play around, tease about it, and everything. I love slinging it around on a channel. Sometimes I play with my kids. I'm like, pop, pop. They like, if you don't leave me alone, mom. But yes. So anyway, so I'm happy I got past that. But yes, I am trying to do something with that. But if anything, it will probably be that, or like a little tummy tuck, maybe. Yep. I have an apron belly too, Amy. Yes. Hello, Miss Gemini Diva. How you doing? You're back?
I'm fine. Yeah. I run to the store real quick.
Yes. All right. So do you have any hearts that you want to share with us real quick? Heart issue, things that you've been going through, with your weight loss or your,
It's just remembering to eat.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got the arms too. It's more my thighs that are getting smaller, so I got that thigh meat. I really don't see it, but my family says they see it, but I don't see it.
Okay.
So as long as they tell me, you look like you're losing, I'm okay.
Yes. Oh, and like I was telling you before, yes, I remember hearing them say it first. A lot of times we don't see it. We may be sometimes the last people to see it,
Right.
because it's us. We're used to being with us all the time. So of course, that could be what it is. But yes, I'm happy that you are. That means you're definitely losing, not just by the scale, but just by appearance. So yes. Embrace that. Yes.
Yeah, that's what my dietitian said. I was like, I'm not about to keep weighing myself just to notice it. If my clothes get bigger, then I'll know.
Right. That's true.
But other than that, I'm not going to rely on numbers.
Yes, that's true. Yes. All right. And then is there the hardest thing that you've dealt with?
The hardest thing is just myself. I'm hard on myself. Trying to figure out, what to eat and when to eat, and I don't drink soda, so I'm like, okay, do I go for the no sugar soda since I'm type 2 diabetic? I was like, or do I just stick with water? I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's just there. I don't know what to do. I look at myself and be like, okay, I know I gotta lose this weight, but what more?
Yeah.
What more?
So just trying to navigate through, just in general. Because when did you start? How many weeks are you on?
I started with Ozempic about a year and a half ago. It focused more on my diabetes.
Yes.
And then I switched to Mounjaro back in January.
Okay.
And that focused more on my diabetic side than it does weight loss. So I was like, okay, am I supposed to do this, when? But it's like every 5-6 weeks, I go see my doctor and she'll say, oh, well, we can go up on that. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm fine right where I'm at.
Right. Yes. And that's good. You pose a good, point. I know some doctors are still trying to titrate up very quickly or every month or
Yes.
whatever. But if you think if you know that you're still losing the weight, sometimes it's not,
Right.
it should not be done. You should stay on it a little longer, because you're losing the weight. So it just
Right.
depends. It's
And I say
beneficial
it's
to
not
not.
a quick fix.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
more of a gradual.
Right.
They want me to look. Oh, you can lose it just fast. No, I don't want to lose it fast.
Yes.
That'll make me look like I'm sick or something.
Right. Right. I
Right.
understand that. Yeah. I
Right.
understand that. Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Gemini Diva. And I love that you are talking with your doctor. And I think that's important. If you're not able to have a good discussion with your doctor, find a new doctor.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because your doctor should be willing to talk to you. If they want you to titrate up, ask them why. And
Right.
does that make sense for you and for your body? And if it
Right.
Correct.
doesn't, if they're not willing to listen to the reasons why you want to stay on your current dose, I mean, I think about myself. I'm on week 10 and I'm at 21 pounds down. So that's an average of about 2 pounds a week.
Awesome.
And friends, I've never lost 2 pounds a week.
Right.
Never, ever, ever have I lost
Right.
2 pounds a week. Sometimes I was grateful to hold on to 1 pound of weight and then I would gain back 3 the next week. So
Right.
I'm okay. And I feel like y'all, I'm just over the moon with my weight loss. And more than anything else, I feel better. And if no one notices it, but people are
Right.
noticing it, I know that I feel better.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
But
see me,
definitely.
I have 4 different doctors and they
Mhm.
all talk to each other. So
Okay,
the
that's
final
good.
say has to be, through my primary care doctor.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
she'll tell me. So
Right. Well, that's awesome. Like, Kenny K says, and, advocating for yourself is so very important. That's for you. That's for every one of us, those people that are in the bushes, as well as those on the replay. Very important to advocate for yourself. And like Kenny K says, if for some reason your doctor's not listening at you, not hearing your thoughts and what you think is best for you and trying to come up with something collectively, then you may have to find someone else. Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, is there anything else in the chat? Hello, Miss Jackie. How are you doing? Greatly appreciate you today coming in. Miss Tanya says I didn't go up in dosage quickly. I stayed at 5 milligram dose for 3 months. Awesome, Tanya. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, look at her muscles over there, y'all.
I know that's right. And so
Yes.
congratulations, Tanya, on your weight loss. And before we get ready to wrap things up, I just want to thank everyone who has been with us on this stream.
Yes. Greatly appreciate you all so very much. All right. So I think I'm sorry. Barb says, question, I am on Mounjaro 15 milligrams and have been since September 2023. In remission from obesity maintenance she's in for 15 months. Have zero desire to lower the dose, spread it out, or most definitely not go off of it. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that, Barb. Yes. All right. So, all right. So Jackie said that's wonderful. Okay. So if we're, are we, have we gone through everything in the chat?
I think so.
All right. Well, I want to thank you all for coming in today. I greatly appreciate you all. I greatly appreciate you again, G's, for that token of love. I greatly appreciate it. I feel like I'm in church. And and the super chat. And yes, I want to thank you, panel, for coming in tonight. I greatly appreciate you coming back to be with us, Miss Trina. Greatly appreciate you. And I've had a wonderful time on this live. Thank you, Sweet Life Squad. Thank you, Becoming Inner Circle, for coming in and being here with me. I greatly appreciate you all, and all guests. All right, so if that's all, like I normally say, hello, Miss Debbie, how you doing? Yes. So So
Love that name.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, all right, you all have a great rest of your week. We will see you soon next Monday, same time,
Bye.
6:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Goodbye for now.
Good night.